I promise, I'm done cutting on it. It's where I want it now. Finally. Hey YouTube. I'm back on the Ranchero, and I know I'm obsessing and I may be doing it all for the wrong reasons. But I want you to see what I'm seeing. And I want you to get this very clear. So, I don't mind the height that the body has right now, but what I don't like is if you look down here, see if I can point at it. See this area here? This is the frame, and then the body sets way up off of it. I don't like the body does not set on the frame correctly. And I don't mind the height. I mean, that'd be great. But I want that height to come from between the frame and the axles and the suspension if I wanted to ride that high. I'm afraid I'm about to go crazy and I'm about to cut the whole thing up even further, because I really want it to set down on that frame correctly. It's more important that it sets correctly than it is to set way up in the air like that. And it may even come at the cost of, I may have to cut up that frame even more. I don't know exactly what I would do, but yeah, no, I want this to be as right as possible. I want it to look like Ford built a 4x4 Ranchero. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start cutting out a lot of the stuff in the back. I'm going to cut out that torsion, those front torsion boxes. I'm going to cut them out so that they clear that body mount. And then back here, we're going to cut the rear torsion boxes out if I have to, which I think I do. And then the section of the frame that sweeps up. And then there's a little bit that drops back down that held the original bumper. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and just cut it all out. So I may get the cutting torch to do it, but yeah, no, I want this thing to set correctly, and right now it is just not doing it for me. So, as I say, let's get started. I'm a little bit of an idiot sometimes. So I need to get new tips and parts for my plasma cutter. Cutting dirty stuff like that's really bad on your plasma. So I ran off. I was going to go get some cutoff discs, some suicide discs, and while I was there, I remembered I had one of these. This is a diamond blade, and I went ahead and bought an extra, because why not? You know, they don't last forever, and I was like, well, I'll try them. Then I got home, and I found that I have a 7-inch diamond blade, and a small stack of regular abrasive discs. So anyway, I'm going to hook up this diamond one. I'm not a real big fan of these. They work okay. They don't cut as fast, but there's neat things. They don't bind as much, they don't explode on you, and they don't make as much dust everywhere, you know, bunch of grit. So I'm going to go ahead and load this up, and now I'm going to get back to hacking on this. We are through the looking glass now, people. Anyway, we're underneath the bed part now, which you've never seen probably. But these are the original cross members right up here. And they used to support the fuel tank and support the bed and all that kind of stuff. But I don't think they're in the way directly. I don't think they're going to be touching anything on the Mazda frame. But we're going to cut them out. I'm going to see if I can just knock them out. Because they might be in the way of adding new structural members for the bed and also for the way I'm going to build my actual body mounts. On this side, let me turn you around. All right, I know this is really dark and not very clear under here, but this main cross member here was so rotten. You can see rust up in here and here. This is all rust through. One of the reasons I abandoned this entirely, I was going to move my shock mounts, because that's actually where the top of the shock's mounted originally. I was going to flip them around and put them on the other side of this other structure that I'd welded in. But I'm going to leave that. I don't think I really want to cut that out if I don't have to. I don't think I do. But what we're going to focus on right now is I want to get this part forward and the torsion box on both sides. I want to see if I can get that all cut out. That is where it wants to be. Well, let's take a look at it. Oh my gosh, I have cut and cut and cut and cut and cut, and I'm finally happy with it. I know probably on the video it doesn't look like much has changed, but no, it sets much lower, much more where I want it. Yeah. And finally, the front is as low as I can go. I might have to raise it just a skosh, maybe a 1/4 inch or so, just to give me a little bit of clearance on the way I mount it. The rear, it looks like I have earned some wheel wells, so I'm going to have to do some new wheel arches because those will definitely hit the current fenders. But other than that, that is where I want it to be. Look at that. Anyway, that is where I want it to be. Look at that. That makes me happy. Yeah. Yep. So, looks like a 4x4. It doesn't look like it's just randomly, just stabbed on some random frame now. So what's next? Well, the next is we're going to start building the body mounts. And what we'll do is we'll do the rears, which means I got to start putting in, there's going to be some bracing I got to do for the bed. So we'll do the body mounts on the rears, we'll clean up and make the body mounts for the front, and that sets where all the others line up. And then we got to go back and we clean up all those raggedy, ugly cuts that I made, dress them up, stitch them together, put proper bits of sheet metal over them, and then we just keep moving forward. And eventually, in short order, we should have a 63 Ranchero mounted onto a Mazda 4x4 frame. Beautiful. All right. So where does that leave us? Well, you know, sometimes these projects, sometimes you make big gains on something, and then other times it's the same thing for 3 days straight. And I know this has probably been hard to watch for a lot of people, but I'm finally comfortable with where it's setting on the frame. Really happy with it. Yeah. So we're making progress, step by step. It's like, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So anyway, again, as usual, if you like the video, give it the thumbs up, the like, the subscribe, the sharing, the comments. We got new projects coming along. I did get confirmation that I have some materials on the way, so other things are coming, so we can maybe get off the Ranchero for a few days. But anyway, until next time, bye. It's a darn shame when you leave a pile of steel out and even the tweakers won't take it.